Hey y'all, it's your girl Millie Chan. Let's get into Love and Marriage Huntsville. Let's go. Before we get started, earlier today I asked where was Wanda, and when Wanda was on her live, she had got a phone call, and she said they had been waiting on this news. Her sister passed away, Claudette. Right? This is from Tisha's story, so we like to say, rest in peace, and our hearts and minds are with Tisha, her mother, and her family at this time. Let's keep going. I'm not going to talk about Stormy's mother because the Lord is going to take care of Miss Bettie, right? But I will say she should be ashamed of herself for not being there for her daughter. Regardless what happened, this is crazy. And I have to say, Miss Shelby, Courtney's mother, is the sweetest thing ever, right? She stays out of the way. She is supportive and she is here for Stormy. Bettie should be ashamed. So Courtney has taken Chess onto school, so he won't be here when Stormy has to turn herself in. And she said her mother said this is what she gets for being on reality TV. Like, if you got to turn yourself into jail, those are not thoughts that you need on top of everything else. So I'm going to let the Lord do the work in this situation. So Tisha, Destiny, and Trish have met to make candles. Destiny has told them that her new candle, Ignite, is part of her new Madani line or whatever, right? So they got to talking about the Lovers and Friends Gala, and Tisha wasn't there. And they were talking about Moses, and she told Sonny that he slept with everybody in St. Louis. And then Tisha was like, do you think you could get him back? She's very proud, without a doubt. No, it's no question I could get him back. But he's married, right? And she talked about how she pulled her to the side. She showed her ring finger, and it doesn't matter. I think Destiny should just stick to figuring out this candle situation and this body fragrance. And this needs to be the last time she talks about Moses. Because we really want to know what's going on with Destiny. I think everybody really wants to know that. So we have Stormy and Courtney walking out of the courthouse. So now it's over and they're in the car. So Stormy is out. She said she had a very high emotional 15 minutes. She said she went through a lot. She was in handcuffs. But she's out now. She said it wasn't as bad as she thought it was going to be. She asked could she keep her phone. They allowed her to keep her phone. Now she's on her way back home. And I'm glad it was, if it had to be an experience, it was an okay experience. So when it comes to Bettie, Stormy said that she was more hurt that her mother wasn't there or supportive than she was of going to turn herself in. And she said this is like every important moment in her life. Her mother has not been there for her. And we can see that, right? I'm not going to talk about this woman, but she should just really be ashamed. There is no way that my baby could be in trouble and I'm not there for her. I don't care what she does. Were any of you all confused by this? Let's try to talk ourselves through it. So this is Trisha's sister. She has another in California. Trish wants to talk to them about what she, as a grown woman, is about to do. Marquez, we have a name. That's her husband, right? We find out that they have been separated for 4 years. She is shocked. The sister is shocked to know that Trish and Ken have been living together for a year. The sister also thought that she was having fun with Ken and she and Marquez was going to get back together. Trish is sneaky. Like, how could your sister not know? Because the girl was in shock. And as long as they've been apart, so she didn't even know how long they had been apart. So she has to believe that there's no way Trish and Marquez could get back together, right? If I'm separated from you for 4 years and I got a man, it's over. Right? Wait, I'm trying to do this, like listen and then talk. I gotta stop. Okay, so her and Marquez has been together since high school. They've been married for 14 years. Separated 4 years. The sister is like, why didn't you tell us this? Did you think that Y'all, I'm gonna tell you something. I can hold a secret, but when it comes to there's no way my sister would not know what is going on in my life. I wouldn't even be able to sleep at night. Girl, how you been living with a man for a year, separated from another man for 4 years, and your family don't know anything, and you talking about you scared? Where did they get this woman from? What is wrong with her sister? Why is she talking about y'all got a house and kids together? Did you see how old her son was? And y'all don't think y'all can get back together? Like, and what is Trisha's problem that she doesn't realize she's married? Everybody on the planet Earth knows that Trish is married. Just because you're not talking to the man and there is a document with holy matrimony on the top of it, ma'am, you are married. And if my sister told me she was not with a man for 4 years, I would be like, girl, we're going to go into the courthouse tomorrow. And then Trish has not shared what really went on with her husband. Do y'all remember when Stormy called him? Did she call him Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde? That was her name for Trisha's husband. So Trish has not even shared how bad the relationship actually is. Lord have mercy. I can't deal with people talking about, I don't believe in divorce. Girl, your sister has been away from this man for 4 years. And it is clear that Trish does not share anything. Even in this moment, you need to tell your sister why you all are not good together. Because she's sitting here asking, you say you have love, what is the problem that y'all can't get back together? Just because your parents been married for 100 years, that don't mean you gonna be married for 100 years. Your marriage is not their marriage. That drives me crazy. Y'all, as an English teacher, the parts of speech that are being disrespected on television, this particular show, your feelings do matter. I know it's minuscule, but it's driving me nuts. And at least she said that they got married too young and they realized they got married because of the kids. That's not the whole truth, but it's some of the truth. Because she's not about to tell it. And I know she got questions after watching this show. This scene right here. Oh my God. So Ken comes in and he gets right to it. He was like, yeah, Trish said you didn't know who she was. You made her feel a certain way. Martell's like, oh, yeah, I mean, she looked a little different. Her hair maybe. Then Chris is like, well, how did you meet her? Mind you, the other week, Martell just said that Chris was supposed to introduce him to Trish. Right? So Martell was like, suspiciously, through my brother. Then he gets up and asks Ken, how did she say she knew me? Where did she say she knew me from? He was like, through your brother and out, like that. Then he said, she didn't meet me through my brother. Then Courtney's like, well, how did you meet her? Then Martell says, out. Which one is it, Martell? Right now, Stormy is said to be the face of TikTok, right? So Stormy has had to change how she appears on television. She can't be wilding out right now. She has something to work towards. Her mother is clearly jealous about her being on this show. And Stormy and Miss Black Titanic had a situation. I don't know how Mel got caught up in this. They weren't even talking about it. They were talking about her going to jail at 18 and this past time. And now Miss Bettie is talking about the people that she's around, meaning Mel. Mel don't even need to be in this conversation. Now, she's talking about telling Stormy if it's something she doesn't agree with, she's supposed to voice it. She's voiced it to you, Bettie. She doesn't like that you're not a soft, nurturing person when she needs you to be. That's where your focus should be, not Mel. Stormy, I'm sorry that your mother was not there when you needed her. This is a mess.